Hello everyone, it's Charlton. Some nice foot hand cream. My hands are perpetually dry. I like little, it's just, just getting old. It's all right. So I want to start to wrap this up. Not wrap it up, but I mean, it's definitely, it's getting pretty clear, and I'm trying to help some of you people, but you're so scared to stand up to your master. Not me, I'm not your master, No. All right, so, but I am trying to help. And, you should stand up to your master, for goodness sakes, man. Jeez. So, back to the Trump-Clinton fixing the 2016 election, which I believe they did. And, it's been pretty masterful. But you just have to ask yourself, let's say, just assume that it was rigged. You don't look at the winner, okay? You look at the loser. That's how elections are fixed. That's how something is rigged. The loser has to take a dive. That's like the oldest thing in the book, man. So, but what I'm here to talk about now is, and I'm just going to lay it out, okay? Because this is a very delicate subject, especially since, with the whole Me Too thing. And I'm very uncomfortable talking about it, but it doesn't matter. I have to lay this out here because it's just too clear to me how these things kind of line up. And I'm talking about the Lieutenant Governor of Virginia, Fairfax, Justin Fairfax. He's an African-American man who I think he was in the state legislature before that. I assume he's an attorney. I don't know. But, and he would be next in line to be governor if the governor actually did resign, who is Ralph Northam, who's got the guy with, he's a physician, he's got the picture of the dude with blackface and the guy in the KKK costume or outfit on his medical school yearbook page. That's his page. So, but at the same time that this all surfaced with the yearbook and the governor, the lieutenant governor, Justin Fairfax, a woman, levied an accusation against him that he sexually assaulted her back in 2004. I'm just reviewing. I went over this in my previous video, but for people who didn't watch it. In 2004, at the Democrat National Convention in Boston, which would have been Bush-Kerry, and that would have been Kerry's national convention. I think he's from Massachusetts, right? He was the senator from Massachusetts, which is where the Clintons live now, right? Chappaqua. No, they live in upstate New York. Whatever. That doesn't matter. But, this is about the Clintons. This is all about Clinton and Trump, dude. So, but this woman, her name is Vanessa Tyson. She's a professor, and she has, right now she's a professor at Scripps College, which is in California. I think it's in Claremont, California, which I believe is maybe near San Francisco. I'm not totally sure, and I believe it's probably pretty close by to Stanford. I think in addition to teaching at Scripps College, she's a fellow at Stanford in addition. It's very, very, this is kind of where these things started to crisscross, very similar to the Christine Blasey Ford thing, where she was this professor at Palo Alto, but she also had some kind of, I forget the word, and I looked it up, I couldn't find it. It wasn't fellow, it was something else, that she was at Stanford. She wasn't like a faculty member per se, that somebody that taught specifically like in their schedule. It was something different. I can't remember what it was called. It doesn't matter. But it's just very similar. Christine Blasey Ford was a teacher at Palo Alto, but she also had credentials at Stanford. We'll call it that. Same thing with Vanessa Tyson. She's a professor at Scripps College. She's been there for I think a few years, and she also has credentials. She just received a fellowship at Stanford, I think, for 2018 into 2019. Okay, so You know, it just is weird because I just happen to be looking at Hillary Clinton's schedule around that time. It's just the oddest coincidence that I happen to be looking at that for other things on some other topic that I was researching. And it was her book tour. I wondered where she was at a particular moment in time. October of 2017. That's what I was curious about. But and I noticed she spoke on her book tour. She was in Brooklyn. She was various places. She went to Broward County in Florida, Canada, but also on the West Coast, Connecticut. Basically, her schedule on 9/28, she's in Buffalo, New York for a book signing. On 10/3, this is in 2017. On 10/3, she's in Broward, Florida. This is for a live event. Then from 10/3 to 10/21, so not quite 3 weeks, she's, to the best of my knowledge, at some point she arrives in California, and she's there until she gets to Connecticut. I don't exactly know the date. She went there and left California. And she went to San Francisco for a book signing on the 6th. On the 7th, she attended an event. She spoke. It was, and she spoke about Russia interference and the technology, which is pretty hilarious. On the 7th at Stanford, and then on the 9th, she was in Davis, California, for another live event. Back in Middleton, Connecticut, on the 21st of October, 2017. So, and if you look at her schedule, that seems to be one of the longer stretches in between, visits, the one to California, which makes, we'll call it like a working vacation, which would make sense going all the way out there. You go there for a slightly extended stay. But she was at Stanford, okay? And this is in October of 2017. But it got me when I was vaguely aware of. I knew she was at Stanford on the 7th. I knew she did a book signing on the 6th because like I said, I was looking up her schedule for other things that I was researching. So when I heard about the Vanessa Tyson, accusation, the first question of me was, when did she first make the accusation? Because it was the lieutenant governor says this in one of his press conferences that she brought this story to the Washington Post a year earlier, but they didn't run with it, and because they couldn't corroborate it. And I read a part of the Washington Post article, to nail down when exactly she brought forth the accusation first, but didn't she brought it to the Washington Post, and I think talked to a few other people. But it didn't go any further than that, and it just died there. And this is when he was just beginning to run, I think, for lieutenant governor, or he announced that he was going to run for lieutenant governor in October of 2017, okay? The same time that Hillary Clinton is out in California speaking at Stanford, where she has a fellowship now. And Christine Blasey Ford also has credentials there. I don't know if she still does or what. I don't know what her status is. So, but that, according to the Washington Post, that's when it's October 2017 when Vanessa Tyson starts telling people in Virginia about the sexual assault, or the alleged sexual assault on her by the now Lieutenant Governor Justin Fairfax. Why she decided to tell people in Virginia, I'm not, that's just what it says. And I'm telling you right now, I really am very uncomfortable talking about this. And for the most part, I actually feel bad for this woman, Vanessa Tyson, no matter what. Honest to goodness, I'm talking about Trump and Hillary Clinton. My belief that they fixed the election, that's what I'm discussing. I'm not discussing Vanessa Tyson, okay? But it's just relevant to it, okay? So, but it's just the fact that what also intersects here is that Debra Katz, who is now representing Vanessa Tyson in her situation with the Lieutenant Governor, Justin Fairfax, and she helped prepare the written statement that she's put out there in the public domain now. and she's her representative. She's also the same lawyer who represented Christine Blasey Ford, and is also, you know, I mean, a lot of these people, they're all in Democratic politics, so it's not a huge coincidence. But she's also, you know, she's also an associate of Hillary Clinton. There was that photo out there, and I looked it up, and Snopes did a story on it, you know, whether it's false or true. Because there was a picture out there of her, you know, with Hillary Clinton approaching a van at her house, and Debra Katz is just behind her, you know, right behind her. And you can see her. It is Debra Katz in that photograph, and it is Hillary Clinton. It's just the timing of it. That's what Snopes was, you know, debunking. It wasn't a present day photo at the time we were talking about the Kavanaugh hearings, which was September of 2018. That wasn't actually the time of the photo, but the photo was real. It was from sometime in 2016. It was actually during the presidential campaign, you know, and it was at Hillary's home, I believe, in Chappaqua, maybe, not totally positive, but it was Debra Katz. So they have a relationship, but you know. That's the photo I'm talking about here, and this is it's a real photo. That's Debra Katz right there, and there's Hillary Clinton. They're not leaving Hillary Clinton's home. It's somebody else's home, a fundraiser in Southampton, New York. During the 2016 presidential campaign, August 2016, and it's an Associated Press photo, you know, but it's a real photo. It's just not from September 2018, it's from August 2016. So this photograph was taken 2016 after a fundraiser for Hillary Clinton's presidential campaign held at a private home in Southampton, New York. The scene, which was captured by the Associated Press photographer Andrew Harnik, was originally captioned, and this is basically debunking that it was, you know, during the time of the Kavanaugh hearings, but it was you know, it was them leaving together from a fundraiser, Debra Katz and Hillary Clinton, the attorney, Debra Katz, for the two, well, for Christine Blasey Ford and now Vanessa Tyson. So just wanted to show it to you, the photo. And, you know, this just puts all the circumstances, the Virginia governor refusing to step down, the lieutenant governor now sort of embroiled in an accusation of sexual assault with the person who's accusing him being represented by Debra Katz. It puts the abortion bill that's being supported by the governor of Virginia front and center, this late-term abortion bill, and then you have a Me Too sort of issue on the other. It basically allows the Trump people to kind of play both sides of the issue of abortion, you know, women who are very pro-life, you know, and just the Christian right, but also women who, you know, obviously oppose sexual assault, and it just kind of allows them to straddle both sides of the issue, you know, pro-life women types and as well as pro-choice women on an issue in Virginia where they can control the story, control the politics, and apparently, you know, I don't know. I mean, some people are in the pockets of it's just, okay, you know, the coincidences of these things are just a little bit too much to not bring up. That's what I'm saying here, okay? And the fact that Hillary Clinton is out in California and speaking at a school where both these women come forward from, they have, you know, or Christine Blasey Ford, Vanessa Tyson, they both have the same attorney. It's like so perfect that Christine Blasey Ford it's like, it's the perfect cover for what would come, which is now the Vanessa Tyson situation. Because, you know, it's these people are all sort of in bed together, but they seemingly are attacking each other when they're really not. I mean, obviously, Kavanaugh was Trump's nominee. But that's what makes it such a perfect alibi, is that this comes first, even though, and they're both represented by the same attorney, Debra Katz. I'm not making my case perfectly, but whether, I mean, it's all determines about, I mean, It's up to you. You have to draw your own conclusions. I'm drawing my own conclusions in my own brain and in my heart. And I know how I feel. And I think I'm a truthful person, and I think I'm moving in the right direction, man. Big time. I think I'm going to end it there. Kind of ran out of gas. But these things, well, the one last point I'll make is these things, they're all contingent on who's in power at the time, So, like the Christine Blasey Ford thing, that thing comes forward when the Republicans are controlling the House. So it's actually not that dangerous, all right? So they're still going to get what they want. Trump's still going to get what he wants. But at the same time, it provides this perfect excuse that, like, there's nothing going on when later, a year later, and the Democrats control the House. Now it's the Democrats that are at the center of it. And in fact, she's a Democrat. She's a lifelong Democrat. Vanessa Tyson is, and obviously Hillary Clinton and the Debra Katz is too, the attorney that represented both females. Now the Democrats have power, and so nothing, and Justin Fairfax is a Democrat. So nothing they're still no one's gonna get politically injured there. And that's the story there. Like I said, you're gonna have to draw your own conclusions, man, and I'll draw mine. But I'm getting there, and I'm telling you, this feels very, very. I feel very, very confident that I'm making a pretty good argument. It's just a theory. It's just allegedly, and it's just my beliefs. I'm allowed to state my beliefs, I think, and I don't think I'm just trying to find the truth. And I believe that Trump and Hillary Clinton fixed the election, and that she lost it on purpose. It's pretty much the only way she could have lost that election is if she lost it on purpose. And I believe she did. And I do believe the Russians are in there. But again, and that's just like the perfect hoax, because everybody's looking at Trump colluding with Russia, when in fact, he did, but it's really much more so the other party who you need to fix the election, the loser. And that is the story there, man. Thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe to my channel. Give me a like down below. Smash that like button, and I'll see you in the next video. Later, man.